Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of What the Ham. I'm Julia Haltoff. Tonight we have a intense, action-packed, sports-themed episode for you. We have a club tennis player, a Fairfield U sports expert, and lastly, a little fun competition to keep within the theme of the sports show. So let's head into the outfield, batter up, and start with our first interview. Club tennis player, Nat Woolley.
How's it going?
Good. I didn't even know you played tennis.
I do. Well, I started this year, but I played tennis for a while.
For a while? How long have you played?
Since I was 6.
That's a pretty long career.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
Not too bad. Why did you join the Fairfield tennis team?
I think I joined it. Well, I definitely joined it because I love tennis. I'm still pretty competitive when I play, and I played intramural a couple years ago, and I thought maybe club tennis would be a great step up from that.
All right. Do you play singles or doubles?
Do I play singles? I play both.
Okay.
You get to pick based on how many times you go to practice. So I'm open to either. I played more doubles than singles this past season. So.
All right. Which do you prefer? Which do you prefer? Do you have a preference? If you had to pick your ideal game.
You know, I'm partial to singles because I like only having it depend on me. But when you're playing doubles, it's great because if you are not playing your best, your teammate is always there to kind of keep you pumped up and stuff. So even if you're down on yourself, they're all like lifting you back up.
It's very important in tennis.
Right.
You got to keep in the game.
Exactly.
What's your best match to date?
My best match to date?
Yeah.
It would probably be back actually in high school because that's when I played.
The glory days.
Yeah, the glory days. I miss them. I don't know. I rallied back from losing the first set to win the next two. So I've done that a couple times, but those are my favorites. Now
for club tennis, are you only playing against other Fairfield students, or do you guys go out and play different schools?
We have practice 4 days a week. You have to go to as many as you can. Obviously, sometimes your schedule doesn't allow that, but we play a couple tournaments this semester. We play Columbia, Sacred Heart. We participated in the New England Club Tennis, USTA Club Tennis tournament. So we played UMass. Who else did we play? Yale was part of it. It was all New England schools, which is great.
Nice. And what's your next match coming up?
My next match, I'm actually not sure yet because we're just starting practices in the next week or two, right after Easter. So.
Does Fairfield have a rival team for tennis?
We have a rival. I guess it would be Sacred Heart because we've been playing them the longest.
Okay.
Second would probably be Columbia, but.
All right. So it's some pretty stiff competition.
Yeah.
The good old boys, good old tennis
right.
guys. How does playing on a club team differ from playing on an intramural team or even varsity?
Well, it's definitely more competitive than intramural, at least tennis. I know some other sports differ, but you get to play other schools. Intramural, it's really just been with people on campus, and then obviously with varsity, it's just such a significant time commitment that you really need to be open to participating in. And sometimes it just doesn't fit schedules with majors and stuff. So club was a great fit for me.
Nice. Well, we wish you the best of
Thank
luck
you.
out on the court. Serve him well.
Ace.
Ace. All that tennis jargon.
There you go.
We are coming to a commercial break, and we'll be right back with you with Caitlin and our Fairfield U expert.
And I'm so glad that you rectified my mind. This will be an everlasting love for me.
Welcome back. I'm here with John Tessitore, senior at Fairfield, who's going to talk to us a little bit about the Fairfield sports. Can you tell me a little bit about the men's basketball team this year?
I can tell you a lot about the men's basketball team this year. This was a team that came into the season extremely hyped up. Some had them going to the Final Four, but they ended up making the Final Four of the College Insiders Tournament, and that's probably a tournament that you never heard of, to be completely honest.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. So, well, essentially what happened, they finished 22 and 15 this year. They came in third place in the MAC, and they actually went on a great run in the MAC tournament up in Springfield, which was the first year it's been up in Springfield. They defeated Ryder in a close game, a 3-point game, and defeated Iona, who was the first MAC team since the 90s to get an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament. So Fairfield knocked them off in the conference tournament. Let them know who was the boss. The Stags got it done a little bit there. But then they ended up, sadly, they lost to Loyola 48-44, and then they had their postseason in the CIT. They won 3 games. They beat Yale, they beat Manhattan, they beat Robert Morris, who are all pretty good programs.
Yeah.
Manhattan's a team out of our conference, too, so that's always a big win for us. And they had a solid season. It was technically it was the most winningest season for Fairfield postseason history because they've never won more than 1 postseason game in a season, and they won 3 this year. And although it wasn't the NCAA tournament where everyone wanted it to be, they still got there. They still had a great season. Rakim Sanders was first-team All-MAC. Derek Needham was second-team All-MAC, and of course, Derek Needham broke his foot heading into on the second-to-last regular season game against Iona.
Wow.
So that was tough for the Stags.
Yeah.
Tough for them to overcome, but they did. They made the MAC final, and not the best season, but it could have been a lot worse. And
Yeah.
they had a good season.
Well, it sounds like overall they tried their best and they had a good season. So who do you think the MVP is going to be for this year?
The MVP, I have to give it to Rakim Sanders. I mean, Rakim Sanders is a transfer from Boston College. He had a ton of hype, an ACC player, which is a player you don't really see all that much in the MAC. ACC, obviously, a power conference. MAC, one of the smallest conferences in America. And Rakim Sanders put up 16.6 points a game and 8.2 rebounds a game. So when you're doing that at any level, you're going to have a big impact, and he was rewarded with the first-team All-MAC player, and he's definitely the best player for this Fairfield team, especially this season. He was a senior as well.
And what do you think about the women's basketball team this year?
Well, the women had a great season as well. They went 24-9. They also advanced to the MAC championship, except they were a little bit more successful in the regular season. They finished 15-3 in the MAC. Their only losses were to Marist twice, and they also lost to Loyola of Maryland. So this is a very good team led by Taryn Johnson and Desiree Pina. These are 2 seniors that have been here forever. They both have scored 1,000 points in their career. Taryn Johnson led the MAC in field goal percentage. Desiree Pina did it all for them. She was the assister. She could shoot. She could score. She could play great defense. And unfortunately, they lost to Marist. And Marist is, if you guys don't know, they have won 7 consecutive MAC tournament championships. So Marist is one heck of a team out of Poughkeepsie, New York, a small little city and a small little school. But they won their 7th consecutive championship, and they beat us by double digits. And then we were able to go to the WNIT, which is the women's version of the NIT, where we got an automatic bid for coming second in our conference of the MAC. And we lost our first game to Drexel. Great game. Girls played with a lot of heart. And, they were such a fun team to watch. Coach Joe Frager is their head coach, and that was the most wins that he has had here at Fairfield.
It sounds like they both had a good season then.
Oh, it was great. I mean, as a broadcaster, it was so much fun to watch. They all developed as a team, and it was good. It's always good to see teams grow. That's when you know a team's really good, when they grow from beginning to the end.
Yep. So what spring sport are you most excited for?
I got to say men's lacrosse. I mean, right now the men's lacrosse team is 7-1. They're ranked 15th in the nation, the whole nation, not just the East Coast. They're ranked 15th in the country. So they're led by John Snellman and Brent Adams, 2 seniors from Norwalk, Connecticut, and they actually both went to high school together. And they lead Fairfield in points scored. So they're 7-1, like I said, 15th in the nation. They just beat Hobart in ECAC game, which is the conference that the lacrosse team is in. And now they have a few big games coming up. They play Bellarmine on the road, and now they have Loyola of Maryland, who's ranked 4th in the country, and they also have Ohio State and Denver.
What do you think was the most memorable moment this past season for the Stags?
Which team?
Let's say basketball.
Say basketball.
Yeah.
I'd say the most memorable moment for the Stags this year had to be just the MAC championship. Definitely probably the MAC semifinals. Me and my man Ivy have been doing the broadcasting here forever, ever since we came here as a freshman. And our dream was always to broadcast an NCAA tournament game. Our dream was almost granted this year. We came a game short, but just being able to do the play-by-play for the Fairfield-Iona game, where it was such a rivalry. They've beaten us twice this year. We're without one of our star players in Derek Needham. He's gone with an injury, and the Stags come in against all odds, and they just take down Iona. They beat them by double digits. And, it was just a great, great feeling to be there. And although they came up short in the end, it was fun.
Who do you think is the most legendary Fairfield athlete that we have on campus right now?
Well, the most legendary Fairfield athlete right now has to go to Michael the Mate O'Keefe, the Thunder from Down Under, I call him. He's from New Zealand, and he actually was just in New Zealand over spring break playing for the under-23 national team in an Olympic qualifier.
Wow.
And they had a lot of success down there. It's not official that they've qualified for the Olympics yet, but they've so far done all the right steps to do that. And hopefully you'll be seeing Mike where he won a MAC championship, as we mentioned earlier, for the Stag soccer team this year, and he got to play in the NCAA tournament. So this is a big honor for him, and it's good to see a good kid. He's also a media major, so tell a guy in the media center, everyone. Yeah, he's doing big things. So it's good to see Mike do that because he's a great kid, great role model. He's a hardworking guy, and he's got to be the biggest legend on campus right now.
And what do you think about women's lacrosse this year? How are they looking?
The women's lacrosse team they're pretty good right now. They're at 5-3. They've lost a few tough games. They lost to Rutgers in overtime. That just happened this Saturday. And they have a lot of good players. They have a few young players. Chloe Madigan's one that sticks out to me because she's just such a scorer. She's such a tough, resilient player. And personally, remember, they have the past 3 seasons, they've gone undefeated in MAC play. But 2 of those 3 seasons, they lost in the postseason tournament, not getting to the NCAA tournament because usually the MAC is only a 1-bid league. And this year, they're out there with a statement. They have to make a statement. They have a lot of doubters to prove wrong because it doesn't matter how you do in the regular season. If you don't do well in the conference tournament, you're out. You're sitting home and you're watching Canisius or Marist play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time. It was great hearing everything that you have to say about Fairfield, and we will be back soon.
Hey guys, and welcome back to What the Ham. We are standing here with 2 Fairfield University sports experts ready to get on some awesome trivia. Caitlin, good luck.
Thank you. Are you guys ready?
No.
No? Okay. Well, this is how the game's going to work. When you know the answer, whoever puts their hand up first gets the point, or gets the right hand. All right. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. Which women's basketball star uses her free time to bartend at the Levy? Yes.
Laura Vetra.
Yes, correct.
I've
Next.
been drunk there a couple times.
Well, that's good. Who announces the Fairfield Stags games at Harbor Yard Arena? Yes.
Jim Fitzpatrick.
Okay, so we're tied.
Oh, wow. Look at you. Good
Saw
job
the
right
answer.
there.
Good job.
I knew you.
That's the only answer I saw.
What championship tournament did the men's basketball team play?
Haha.
Yes.
The CIT. College Insider Tournament.
Correct.
She didn't finish the question.
What
And that's
team
what I was
won
gonna
the
say.
MAC championship this
Haha.
fall?
Men's soccer. Let's go, O'Keefe.
Come on, what are you
Congratulations for the
doing?
Olympics. I'm not thinking right now.
All right, all right.
All right, I got
Here's
nervous.
time to redeem yourself. How tall is Ryan Olander?
You go.
You can
That
go.
was me, 6'3".
No, 7-0.
Yes. All right.
I hope no one sees this.
Danielle Renzi, a cross-country runner featured on
Plays
the
the accordion.
Yes.
Did you see the question?
Still in my mind here.
No, I know that.
But she didn't even ask.
She goes to Rhode Island. Come on, she was brought up in Rhode Island. Oh,
He knows
you-
everything. He knows
Do
it
you know
all.
the? Do you know the special?
Wait. She didn't ask a question though, and
Okay,
you said
well,
plays
okay.
an instrument. She just goes
Finish.
women's
finish the
soccer
question.
team,
No,
and then you
it
just
was
said
cross country.
whatever it was.
Finish the question.
All right,
Finish the
ready?
question.
Danielle Renzi, a cross-country runner featured on a Ham Channel special, has won national championships for what instrument?
She didn't.
Accordion.
When you answered it, she
She's
had
the 11th best in the world.
All right.
Ready? What is the Fairfield lacrosse team currently ranked nationally?
15th.
Correct. Again.
Yeah.
Man, I read the mirror too. I thought it was 16.
I wrote the mirror. It was,
Alright.
well, it was 16 last week.
Oh God.
Ready? What is so interesting about the top 2 leading point scorers for the men's lacrosse team?
They're seniors.
Oh
They're
come on, I
from
was right here
Norwalk.
first. What the hell is that?
And yeah, they're seniors and they're from Norwalk.
Is that
Alright,
the two
well,
most interesting things? Is that the answer?
What
We'll
is the
give
most
you that
interesting
point.
thing? Well, you answer. I don't know what the most interesting thing is, but I don't.
They're
That's
both
interesting
they're
that-
both from Norwalk, Connecticut.
Yeah, both
Yep.
from Norwalk, Connecticut. John
Alright,
Snellman
whatever.
and Brent Adams.
All right.
What was
How's
the
that
lone
interesting?
Fairfield team to win a
That's not
MAC
interesting.
regular season and tournament championship?
What was the question?
What was the lone Fairfield University team to win the MAC tournament and championship?
I just said it.
Soccer.
There you go.
Alright, yeah.
Yes.
Correct. Okay, we have a winner. Ivy is
Oh,
the winner.
yes.
You
Thanks,
won.
guys, for watching What the
That's it.
Ham, and
You
it's been a
answered
great
the
show, and we
question
hope to see you next week.
Without her asking it.
You don't know, Daniel. It was on Stags Country. I'm the one who came up with this